the number 12 of Hudson Birch. Showdown 2 of Brad Hammer. Taylor running the number 21, Nathan Krasinski.
Hello and thanks for watching. You're currently watching a shortened race video with commentary. If you would like to watch the full race video with no commentary, click up here and that'll take you right to it. Thanks for watching. All right, it's a little cold out here this morning. When we left the house, it was maybe about 50, 55, and it's 45 out here. I don't know how it changed in the hour drive that we had, but it is pretty chilly. So we're at the last round of the season here. Looks like it's a fun course. Maybe a little choppy, but fun. Kind of tight. Not very flowy, but tight wood sections, like little short segments. Yeah, it should be fun. What I really want to work on today is being more aggressive. So we'll see if we can be more aggressive out there. All right, you guys ready to go racing?
There's your point. There's your nods.
All right, it's the last race of the year. Let's make it a good one. Okay, not my best start. Kind of middle of the pack here. Now watch up ahead closely. So I had to go around the left of that. Both of them were okay. They actually gave a fist bump. All right, let's look at the third person view. There I am in the red arrow. Gonna get a good view of that crash here. And there I go, right around it. All right, so back to first person. So remember I said I wanted to be aggressive. I'm trying to be more aggressive out of the corners here. Another guy falls over. People are just falling over left and right. Look at these bumps though, these braking bumps. Hard to be aggressive through those. Alright, I'm keeping it tight in that corner though. So if you look at my exit speed out of the corners, I think I pick up pretty decent speed. Oh, this was horrible. That was horrible. But it's the entrance speed and the corner speed is where I'm really getting past. Like if you look at where I'm getting past, it's the entrance to the corners. People are just blowing by me. I'm trying to slow down going into the corners so I'm not blowing through them. And people are just whizzing by me here. This is a fun little straight here. There's a little cheater line that everybody started taking. Alright, so now we get into some hard pack. Look at that shiny stuff. Can't see it here, but right there. You see that shiny stuff? Boy, I was just not tempting fate. I did not want to put too much lean on the bike on that stuff. So you see me go outside a little bit on some of these turns, just looking for dirt to get traction with. Well, I went right inside on that one, so. Alright, so watch this guy that's in front of me. And he gets sideways there, and I'm thinking, oh, I can pass him on the inside, but he recovers pretty quickly. And then he overshoots this turn. I need to take advantage of that stuff, though. I think he has a little mishap in this turn, too. But here I am just cruising along, like, you know, trying to get good GoPro footage of him. So, come on, Chris. I don't know if that was the guy who got caught up in the start or not. So I really am trying to be aggressive coming out of the corners here, and I am twisting a lot harder than I did last race. I'm feeling a lot more comfortable on the bike, even though I didn't get to ride in between this race and last race. You definitely will hear my RPMs rev a lot higher on this race. Here we go. Some whoops here. Take that little cheater line. But yeah, just really trying to race the bike instead of trail ride the bike. I've been working out for probably 7-8 weeks now, and conditioning was not an issue in this race. I didn't really have to pull over at all because I was tired or just, you know, needed a rest. But so finally back into shape where I can literally ride or race the whole race and not have any issues. I did have to pull over a lot in this race because it was being passed. You hear that chain slap there. It's me being pretty aggressive, breaking into the corners. Now you think you would want to go straight there, but it's really hard to make it through those trees, so most people I saw were going on the outside. There's a nice little straight coming up here while I get on the throttle. So I'm keeping this guy in front of me, just thinking, okay, if I can keep sights on him eventually, and he might make a mistake, or I might be able to get a pass on him. But I'm doing a pretty good, guys. I got like 3 guys I can consistently see in the straights. It's not like last race where everybody just got away from me like real quick. I think I'm gonna stall it right here. It's the first stall of many. Just wait, just wait. The amount of times I stalled or had to pull over on this first lap, it's just crazy. Okay, so I do have a new rear sprocket, 52 tooth rear sprocket on order. It should actually be in my house somewhere. I think the package got, we've got so many packages coming now for Christmas. I think it got mixed up in that. But I need to put it on because I'm running second gear here most of the race. Oh, I almost hit this tree here. I just misjudged the angle coming over that hill. Alright, listen to the engine here. This is idling. And I rev it here. But I really noticed that watching the race back, that I'm just letting the bike idle too much, where I need to be racing it. Okay, so here comes the 50C guys. They're on me already. What are we? We're like 6 minutes in, 7 minutes in, and they're just on top of me. There's a minute in between their start and my start. And the guys who are up in front of my class, there I am idling again. The guys who are up front of my class are not having to deal with all this traffic. So I'm having to pull over a lot. I'm losing a lot of time to them. Just look how tight these sections are. It gets worse, trust me. It gets worse. They're all nice. They all say thank you. So anyway, I got that 52 tooth socket that I'm gonna put in. It's gonna shorten that second gear up a little bit, allow me to go into third gear more. I pretty much raced second gear this whole race. I looked at my speeds from my watch. Oh, there's me idling again, and I stall. And I was anywhere between like 5 and 31 miles per hour in second gear, so it's a tall gear. Like it'll rev out. And I was talking to my friend Eric, and he looked it up, and he said the max horsepower on this bike puts out at 14,000 RPMs, which I don't know. I doubt I ever hit that, but anyway, you could just rev this thing to the moon. Here we go. Come on, Chris, get on the gas. So I was thinking about it on the drive home, and I think I hear somebody behind me. Yeah. There are a bunch of people behind me. Yeah, so I was thinking about it on the ride home, and I think a lot of people get on the gas a little earlier coming out of these corners than I do. Even when their front wheel is pointed right at a tree, they're trusting the bike that it's going to turn back onto the path, and I really am apprehensive about doing that. I want the bike to be pointed straight down the path before I really get on the throttle, which means I'm actually losing a lot of time to those people who are trusting that their bike is going to turn down the path. It's kind of like one of those fear factors that I'm going to have to get over. I mean, who wants to hit a tree, right? I think that I saw my shadow there. I think I was standing in that section. Now I'm sitting in this mess of tight turns. Probably back standing on the pegs here for this straightaway. I never knew how fast I could take this dip right here. I was afraid if I took it any faster than that I would just dive that front end right into the face of that other side and go over the bars, so I was just a little tentative. I think this is the only guy I passed in the race. He must be in 30C. I just gave him a little rev. I felt kind of bad, like I'm not very fast. I'm passing him, but I gotta get by him, or else I'm just gonna hold everybody else up too. Alright, I know I'm going slow here. I'm really trying to be aggressive. I'm really trying to get on the throttle coming out of these turns. Okay, 6th time I have to pull over. It does get a little old after a while, and it's tiring. It's like harder pulling over all the time than racing. But it just means I have to get faster, so I don't have to do it as much. I know that. So it's a motivational tool for sure. See, I wasn't kidding when I said it was tight. I mean, this is tight, and look at all these bumps. Like, the GoPro stabilizes a lot of these bumps out, but there is just acceleration bumps, braking bumps, there's middle of the trail bumps, there's just bumps everywhere. Not very many roots, not like last race where was just tons of roots, but you're gonna hit bumps everywhere, and it's just tight. So I was talking before the race about sitting, because like if you're a rider who sits and stands, like sits in the corner and stands in a straight, you're gonna be basically sitting the whole time here. This is a fun little hill to go up. I think my foot peg got caught in one of the ruts on the first lap here, but on the second lap I learned to look forward down the path and just be aggressive on it. So in the Wild Hare last New Year's Eve, we went up this hill, and it was a little bit, you know, for me it was a little bit, not scary, but challenging. We went down the hill this time. So in practice, I was like, oh gosh, but it was fine. Just tapped the rear brake a little bit. It was fine. And I should be revving it out a lot more in this open section, but notice I'm not coasting. I'm either on the throttle or I'm on the brake. That's one thing that I've gotten better at. No coasting in those big long straights. But I was just saying, if you're a rider who sits and stands a lot in this stuff, you're just gonna be sitting the whole time because there's not enough time to really stand in between the corners where you sit. Oh gosh, Chris, it's ridiculous. Oh, this is a nice little cheater line. You avoid all those bumps. Now this hill up here to the right, this absolutely sucked because at the top of it, there was 2 big potholes right here. And then right there again. It's just so hard to not hit something there. So because of the tightness, that encouraged me to sit more in this race, even though I've been trying to stand more in my races. And then I was talking to my friend again, and he said, yeah, as you get better and more comfortable, you'll learn to stand through these tight corners like right here, where you're just putting the weight on the outside peg. And you can get comfortable where you won't lose the bike or you won't think the bike will slide out. You'll be able to stand through these corners. So I think what I need to do is just practice this at lower speeds and get more comfortable doing it. Definitely don't think I could race like that right now. Alright, here's a nice little straight. Get on the gas. Not sure what was going on here. Like, he's in the tree, she comes back to check on him and gives him the thumbs up and shakes her head like, you good? And then she's up the trail. I mean, he's obviously okay. I think she should have continued her race, but I don't know what happened because I didn't see it. Just a weird scenario there. I mean, it was nice of her to check, but she's got to go. Okay, you can see my shadow on the left here. I'm standing up in this section, I'm still going strong. Look at my head and my chest being still on the ground. So that's what I want, is for my legs and my lower body to absorb all the bumps, for my head and my upper body just to be still. So that's really encouraging to see that shadow happening there like that. It seems like every exit corner there's a tree right there on the trail, like just pointing right at that tree, and it's a mental thing. It's like, gotta just block that crap out, but it's hard. It's a nice little open section here that's like a couple turns. And then I'm standing right here down into this creek. And then hard on the brakes for that little uphill there. I look over to my right and I see somebody who does not have the same color plates as I do, so I know he's in a different class, so I need to let him by. I'll just pull over here. I don't know what class that guy was in. He had like a teal colored plate or something. It's weird. It wasn't. I don't know what class it was in. Some little mini sand loops here. Kind of fun. I'm getting more confident in them. So you can see my shadow. I'm standing again. Sit down for this turn, but then right back on the pegs. Love to see that. Love to see it. I'm really focusing on technique over speed right now. I know the speed will come later on. Speaking of technique, watch this. Watch this right here. Oh God. I almost whiskey throttled in a wheelie or something. Let's watch it again. Okay, here we go. I go over one of these whoops and I hit the throttle. Oh my gosh. I wish I had somebody filming me from third person point of view. I want to see that because I must have been like this. My heart was in my throat there. It was scary. I like this little open section. This right-hander here, I think I took too slow. But then I was right back on the throttle. But then these guys just come and they're just blowing by me. They're just twisting the throttle harder than me. This true stroke comes up on my left, and I need to start riding like these guys are riding right here. The four of them just blew right by me. So if you got tips on how I can ride like that, let me know down in the comments. Is it just I need to get in a straight line and practice power forward, braking back, like maybe pinning the throttle wide open? I don't know what I need to do, but I need to start riding faster. Okay, this is what I call the roller coaster section. It's like 1 minute just up and downs, and it's tight. I did a lot of coasting in this section. Just listen to the engine, it's just idling. And then a sharp right-hander here with the tree in the middle. And then I shift into neutral. No power, no power. Lucky I didn't fall down that hill. I just made a mess of that section all around. And then acceleration bumps coming out of this corner. No fun on there. Good save, Chris. Oh, see that log to the left right there? I end up over there on the third lap. I didn't show it in the video, but two guys were passing me and I kind of got stuck a little bit over there.
Hit my ball.
I'm telling you, pulling over. I'm sorry. I don't know if you heard that, but if you did, I'm sorry. I was half standing and one of those acceleration bumps, the seat came and just popped me right on my man parts, and it hurt. It hurt really bad. Okay, you can see the shadow that I'm standing up again. Yeah, so I'm sorry about that. Coming out to the open section, just rev it out in a second. I should have shifted into third here. Probably, I think somebody passed me. Yeah, see, I'm probably going like 27, 28. I looked at my GPS, and that guy's probably going like 40. He just blows right by me. Good entry speed on that corner though. That's a good corner. Okay, so in D class, you don't get passed like this on the first lap. First lap is like blissful. No one passing you until the C riders come around turning. But when you're in C, everybody's starting passing you all the time. It's a little disheartening, but okay. Watch the exit coming out of here. Watch this. I almost lost it and there was people watching. I almost embarrassed myself. I don't know, I guess the wheel was, or the bars were turned and I started to accelerate and I exaggerated that and then I had to come back and save it. It was a horrible mess. So yeah, I will say, so I'm standing up out of this corner. I go right through the meat of those braking bumps. I need to take a smoother path for sure. But it is a little disheartening being passed all the time, and it's a good motivation tool for me to just be more aggressive and just learn better speed. take this corner a lot better than I did on the first lap. And I skid into this turn every time. It's just slick right there. Standing up again, see my shadow, that's good, good. All right, so this is where I hit my top speed right in this straight. I looked at the GPS, 31 miles per hour in second gear. Listen to the revs. So the bike will go fast. It'll probably go faster in second. I did not have it pinned there. But it's like, if it'll go that fast in second, why do I need to go to third? I mean, I guess if I want to go up into the 40s, I need to go up into third. Yeah, it's true. But for where I'm at right now, it's like I could pretty much do this whole course in second gear. It's kind of lazy, isn't it? My braking is so much better than it was last year. I'm braking a lot sooner. All right, watch this. Jacob Glosson, number 478, starts revving at me here. And so I gotta go up this hill again because there's nowhere to pull off. He's revving at me. So I'm looking for somewhere to pull off after this. I see a place right there to pull off. And then I'll pause it. Look, he's got the green dots on. That means he's in my class. So what the hell? He and I need to meet in the parking lot. No, I'm kidding. I'm not like that. But why is he revving at me? And he beat me by like 2 places. He needs to... Yeah, I'm saying it right there. He needs to pass me on the course, not rev at me. That's kind of cheap. I think it's pretty cheap. Now that I said it, I'm over it. Okay, watch the women's A riders come, like 3 of them. Just, they're all in a fierce battle right here. And they gone. That guy was just blowing by me too. So I'm like, okay, let me keep up with them. Come on, Chris, keep up with these guys. No. Okay, watch this tomfoolery coming up here. So coming out of this corner, I gotta go down into the creek, through the creek bed. And I'm just like, let's go, let's go, let's go. So look at the arrow. I see this wide open chute and I'm like, I'm gonna go, go, go. And then I forget that the turn is right there. So I see the turn and I'm like, I slam on the brakes, forgot to pull the clutch in, stall it. 2 people by me go by me. They're not in my class, it's not a big deal, but it's kind of embarrassing. And that was like the 3rd or 4th time I've gone through there, so including practice. So I think that was Toby. Yeah, that's my friend Toby. So middle part of second lap is where he passed me this race. So I'm definitely getting better because the beginning of the second lap is where he passed me last race. So I'm making it longer before they catch up to me. Oh, here comes Nate and his new Husky. He's in D class too. Alright, watch this whiskey throttle coming up when I go over this log here, right here. I let the clutch out and it threw me to the back and I almost twisted it hard there. Anyway, that was a little bit of sloppiness. I might not be squeezing with my knees hard enough is what I said, so I don't know. We'll see. I'll clean that junk up.
Oh, this is exhausting having to pulling over all the time. Oh, that's my thing.
That's what I'm saying. It's literally tiring having to pull off and on so much. So I was like, screw it. I need some water. I'll just get my water. 64 minutes, so there's 6 minutes left in the race. I have 6 minutes to get to the finish line so I can do another lap. I didn't make it. I only got to do 3 laps. All right, it was a tough one out there, but it was a lot of fun. I did 3 laps. I wanted to do 4, but I missed it by like 3 or 4 minutes, so whew, really just gotta work on it. Normally I try to stand as much as possible, but this race is not a standing race. It was a sit race, but it's the kind of sit race that makes your butt hurt. Let me just tell you, my butt's hurting. Not my ego, but really, my butt hurt. Normally in the tight sections, you want to sit down just because what's the point of standing when you're just going to sit down in like 2 seconds for the next turn? These were really tight turns, as you saw in the video, but it was really bumpy. So you're just sitting there getting bumped a lot. Trying to squeeze with my knees, trying to keep the bike stable, but hey, if somebody has some tips on how to go fast and that kind of stuff, just let me know. Comment down below. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up.